You are now listening to the Let's Be Frank podcast.
You know, sometimes.
Sorry to cut you. Because you said something, and it's like you said, right? A lot of people don't know their actual rights, and this is what
especially black people.
Obviously, as
no, not even black people.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
like everyone here can kind of contest to this that you didn't know your rights, so you were essentially railroaded into different situations.
That's why they'll just take the piss.
You know what I mean? You're getting stopped. You need to be given a reason why you're being stopped.
They're getting searched.
You're getting searched. You
need a warrant.
I can
Do you have a warrant?
Yeah, I can smell weed. Where?
Where's the weed?
Like, I haven't even started smoking yet. Like, my lungs are fresh. I'm saying, my lungs are fresh.
When you start frying your legal right, when you know it, is when they start changing. They're different people.
So now, I experienced that. Like, and I wanted to touch on this subject to share my experience and my current thought process. Because I did experience, and I won't even call it hardships, but I did experience the institute. I mean, the institution, sorry. I did experience the establishment. And growing up, experiencing it the way I did, you're only going to become anti.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? You're only going to become anti. Now, like I said, from getting stopped like 3-4 times a day by the same batch of police in the same car, same driver, everything. So you know my car's in short. Like, do you remember? I don't know if DJ remembers the time when we went to Shoreditch Police Station to basically
we went to
beef. We took it to them. We said, no, we want to see your superintendent.
Yeah.
And imagine, no word of a lie, in the police station. No, you take it for joke. No word of a lie. In the police station, we got into a fisticuffs with the old Bill in the police station. Wow. To the point that the Sarge...
Man went for the Sarge.
The Sarge said everybody out.
Because Sarge was on the strip.
Yeah, Sarge was... He knew what going on. He was out here with us in scene. You know what I mean? And it's weird because, ironically, the Sarges, the captains, they're more in tune with what's going on.
They're approachable, or they listen. They're the ones that you better hear.
Because they're behind the desk. They're not out on the beat.
No, but it's the ones that come out first time. It's my first week on the beat. They're just grabbing up black man, just grabbing man up anyhow. Like they
can't wait. They can't wait.
They've been hearing the stories. Because they've been hearing the stories. They've been in the office. The man have been coming in, their badge all ripped up. Like, yo, what happened to you? Yeah, fucking, I got into it. None of them films, didn't I? Yeah, man.
But you gotta remember, they look.
You
gotta remember, a lot of these
They go home to their woman and tell them
the stories. Nah, imagine.
Babe, I tell you what, I fucking got one.
All right, Free, I love you for that. Imagine that now. So imagine he's gone home and told his wife that, told his kids that. Yeah?
It's passed down.
When they come out of the house and they see Mandem, and I put Mandem in quotation marks, Mandem, they see guys from the hood, inverted commas, that dress a certain way, tracksuits, baseball cap, whatever, or on the drippy thing, and automatically the stereotype switches on.
Yeah, of course.
100%.
You're the guy that my dad was talking about. Or you're the people that my dad was talking about.
My dad was rocking.
You understand? That my dad was rocking. It was you that ripped my dad's shirt.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? At the same time, you got
Bro, you tell a child not to touch a candle, they touch it, they get burnt. But what do? Never fucking touch it again. Yeah. If a child ain't taught that from young, they're gonna continue and just go on like it's normal.
There you go.
It's passed down. It's passed
down. Yeah, like it's indoctrinated.
If you was in a household full of people who were racist and nothing was ever said like, no, that's wrong. They don't know it's wrong.
You're gonna
it's true. It's true.
You're more likely to.
Yeah.
It's not a fact that you will, because like we're saying, some people will deep like, hold on, everywhere I go, I see these people like you know what I mean? Like life will show you what you need to see in it. Yeah. That's why some people, they grew up with alcoholics as fathers, alcoholics as mothers. They never touch alcohol. Because as far as they're concerned, what they're seeing makes them sick. They never want to be that person. But then there's the reverse of that, and there's that child that will grow up to become an alcoholic because, like we're saying, that's all they know.
Yeah, that's what.
But then you got to remember, that even though your parents are coming and saying this, then you have the media that as soon as a white man will do something, or basically a white man will do something, and then it's just like a slap on the wrist. He's a mistake. He's just he just has mental problems. But then when it's a black person, it's like, oh my gosh, it's an outrage. How dare you?
100%.
Understand? So then they're gonna see the media too, and that's gonna, and then their mom's coming home saying, oh,
listen, growing up, people will agree where I grew up. I was treated the same way that the black brothers were. Yeah.
Can I say something in regards to that? I feel that is a class thing. I feel that that's a class thing. Because as we see all over, even as far down, even back in those days when there was heavy segregation and stuff, it was blacks, Irish blacks.
And dogs.
Yeah.
No dogs.
Why would the
Irish, no dogs,
yeah.
blacks.
Why were the Irish treated like that? Because they were considered a lesser class. Yeah. You're not in our bracket. Yeah. You're not on our level. So they would, and I feel like that's ironically enough. Like I feel like that's why the Irish and blacks do get on so well. Do you know what I mean? You will see an Irishman and a Yardie man in a mechanics arguing all day, but they're the best of friends. Do you get what I'm saying? So but
I didn't know that. That's something.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like a tier. It's like a tier. You know what I mean? And they sit on like the same.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I feel like among like in regards to classism, it will affect you in that sense. So it's not necessarily the racism. You fall into the bracket of the classes, of the class system. However, who are the predominant figures in that class? It's the ethnic, the minorities. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
the same still can be said that you were kind of not essentially tarnished with the same brush, but you fell into that category.
The class.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Maybe that's why.
So now, okay, cool. Years later, like I said, I've experienced what I've experienced as a youth, as a child, as a teenager, and it got to a stage where I had to take accountability for self. DJ can testify. There's loads of times that I would get arrested, and not to water down what was going on, but I did bring certain situations upon myself by being mouthy and brash and aggressive, and I had to learn.
But was that you trying to prove a point, or was that you just being a little shit?
That was exactly what you're saying. That was me. That was the little shit that I was trying to prove a point.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? You see how I worded it there, yeah? So I'm a young boy thinking, hold on, you lot just on, man. Man ain't even really doing nothing. The real guys...
Not really doing that.
Yeah, man's not really on that, you know? The guys that you want are over the other side of the park playing shoot 'em up, bang bang with real guns.
Man said shoot 'em up.
You got the wrong people.
Do you get what I'm saying? Nah, okay, this might rub some people up the wrong way, but I feel when 2020 came to London, to England, I feel personally like the police did a very good fucking job at cleaning the streets.
What do you mean by 2020?
2012.
Did I say 2012? Yeah, he said 2020.
Yeah, he said 2020.
Okay, sorry, I meant 2012. When the Olympics. Yeah, I felt like the police did a great job cleaning up the streets. However, within the same breath, how they did it was detrimental to us as a culture within London. Because what happened was they arrested certain heads. Cool. You break the chain of command in regards to crime and drug dealing and stuff like that. You break the chain of command. Cool. Now you've got all these kids that don't know what they're doing, blah, 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 committing useless, reckless crimes, getting nicked as well, some turning informants. And what the police were doing was to capitalize on that. They would come to your parents and say, listen, do you know what? Your son's involved with gang business. He's about to come out of jail. He's gone to jail. He's about to come out of jail. Do you know what? What we'll do for you is we'll give you a house in Quay of Ends with a garden, 3-bedroom. You lot just move. Just go there. Do you get what I'm saying? Obviously, mummy from Ends lived in a tower block all her life. She's going to think, thank praise Jesus. Like,
I've been waiting for this day.
We've got a daddy. You understand?
I don't know about this, you know. I'm
giving you a perspective.
Oh.
Yeah. So this is generally what happened.
Yeah.
So
as to why you saw London just, or not even London.
I was in Nigeria 2012.
East just looked different. at that time, like you just couldn't even recognize it. Like it was just
even now. You go London Fields Park. I'm thinking, do you not understand that?
What
after 8 o'clock, man, beat off their thing in this park. You know, you see that bench that you're sitting on. You see them holes. That's not wood chippings. That's strap. Man, I've been beating into testing off their things in that bench. Do you get me? And you're like there having barbecue. You don't know that 2 weeks ago, a man from such and such estate rolled in here on a push bike and let the thing go, blood. Do you get what I'm saying? But you like just hear, like, you know. But again, it's not their problem.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Nah.
Like Broadway Market,
Kingsland
High Road.
Yeah, but even in regards to that now,
yeah.
Those, like I'm saying, those people, it's not their problem. So
they're
oblivious to it. They're unaware of
what
these
they're
things.
On. Yeah.
What's like, and I relate this to America as a complete whole in regards to why the people that live in America, including blacks, but predominantly the whites, you don't understand what it's taken for you to be able to come and live here. And what is like a general consensus is they've had to trample on some people. They've had to trample on some people in order for you now to now come and move in. The gentrification, like I said, they've had to shit on black people and kick them out and treat them anyhow, throw them in jail. Just give us the space so that we can let the people with the money, the people with the class come in. Do you get what I'm saying? That's why when I'm referring to 2012, I'm saying that they did a great job, because if you're a law-abiding citizen, you would have felt safe on the streets of Hackney. You would have felt safe in East London. Cool. But all they did was they pushed all the gang shit, they pushed it, compressed it into the estates. If you want to do your gang shit, do your gang shit on the estate.
Yeah.
That's fine. If you want to kill each other, sell your drugs to each other, that's fine. We'll deal with you as and when.
Don't take it out on the main road.
But don't bring it out to the main road so that Jonathan Bailey doesn't want to buy that house no more. Or Joseph
I don't
Fritzl.
think that's what they did with. I don't think that's what they did with London.
That's what he did with London.
It expanded, but it started there.
It started
there and it just spread out.
Because remember, there was a property boom. There was a property boom.
So
but
now
within
that counts.
That's why Brixton. That's why they were.
Again, this is what we're talking about, the gentrification.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So
because I was confused before. I couldn't understand what you lot were saying, but now I'm getting it.
You with us now? Are you back? She didn't hear gay, so she was lost. She
stayed on context.
Yeah.
You didn't go left.
You didn't go left.
Stayed on it.
So again, what I'm saying is like, cool. So, but like I said, in order that gentrification, the way they dealt with, the way they cleaned up the streets was, like I said, to some people's detriment, because it's like you thinking, oh yeah, I've got a house in Quay off Ends and but you've essentially been pushed out.
Your roots.
Like you've been pushed out. Like I always remember looking back, and even till this day, I look back to Hackney and think, why don't none of us have anything in Hackney? Do you understand? Like my mum, we still got our house in Hackney. Do you know what I mean? And I understand the people that did leave. I do understand why you left. But at the same time, like I said, it's about creating that ownership for ourselves within our culture. Do you know what I mean? I always just look and think, oh, do you know what? Broadway Market, there was a time when Broadway Market was like, out of 10 shops, 3 were open. And I looked at them like, wow, for all the money that we think we're mashing and spending on whatever, obviously we weren't at that stage mentally to understand how to make the transition.
Yeah, of course,
But man still had dreams, man still had thoughts, man still daydream, like walked past shops and thought, oh, imagine if that was a Black Barbers or... You understand? Imagine if that was a jerk shop, or... There's no jerk shop in Broadway Market, and that's smack back in the middle of the hood. There's no... what's the closest Black Barbers? Trez, which is on the high road.
On the corner, yeah.
It's on the high road. It's not in Broadway, but there's a Turkish barber in Broadway, or Jewish something, Italian or something. There's laundrette. Like, but again, sorry, I'm going left and right here, but I'm trying to keep on track. Even in regards to ownership and what we're doing for ourselves as a culture. Like, I feel like, again, in regards to like the Black Lives Matter movement, we do need to look in the mirror. We need to stand and look in the mirror as a community. And when I say community, I'm not talking the blacks. I'm talking us as a community. Yes, Black Lives Matter, but it takes us as a community to come together, to move as a movement in order for Black Lives Matter to matter. Exactly. Do you get what I'm saying? That's the only way it's going to matter. Yeah. Now, collectively, like I said, we need to create an economy for us because so far as we're reliant upon the institution, the establishment, the machine, and the economy, we're slaves to it.
110%.
It took how many men to sit down in a room and say, do you know what? Let's start this thing. And out of nowhere, the Federal Reserve was created. They're some of the richest, most powerful, wealthiest guys in the world.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, we refer to Black Wall Street. Black Wall Street burnt down or was burnt down. Since then, why? My question is, why hasn't there been?
Sorry, just correction is there wasn't just Black Wall Street. There was others, even like New York. There was in New York. There was actually a lot, but it's just that it wasn't in history. But it wasn't just Black Wall Street, by the way.
But I'm saying, since then, why hasn't there been anything tangible enough for us to say, right,
because most Black people were scared.
That's the new Black Wall Street.
You got to remember.
Do you know what?
How they bombed up Black Wall Street. They actually bombed it up. Like they flew over with bombs.
They burned it down.
Imagine.
Yeah.
So you got to understand that a lot of people were scared. And I don't know about us over here.
But you see that fear, that stereotypical fear, that's what's holding, like just in general, people are scared to break the chain. They're scared to break the mold. They're scared to step out of that comfort zone. Yeah. And that comfort zone is what's killing you.
It's the brainwash.
How can you be subject? And this is why, again, listen.
People are scared to have a voice because of repercussion.
Crucify me if you want me, but what I will say, and I'm going to be frank here, but the Kanye West statement about slavery, you need to understand what he said.
I thought I was the only one that understood. I'm so happy you did.
You need to understand what he said. He said, Black people allowed themselves to be held, to be kept as slaves. My thing is cool. Do
you know what I agree?
Go on.
Because in Haiti, remember Haiti, am I pronouncing it right? Haiti. They were free of slavery 180 years or so, if that's right, before Americans were even freed of slavery. Yeah. Because they fought back. They actually really fought back.
And America refused to help them, hence why they're in such a...
Yeah. And then the only reason...
Because of that revolution.
And that when that revolution happened, they weren't allowed to travel into America because they didn't want the blacks
America
to tell the other... they didn't want them to tell the other black people like, look, this is what we done, so you lot step up.
We were able to break out and...
So, sorry, where was I going with this?
Well done.
So,
knowledge.
She's on the straight road right now. Don't throw her off, Frank, fam.
You smart.
What, Monty? Monty, you read books?
I read books, man.
That's what's up.
But yeah, so you got to remember, where was I going?
Haitians.
Why did I get to that? Sorry. You said...
I was talking about just touching on Frank's point about
like having
the
fear
Kanye
of
West.
Yeah, you got to understand exactly. See what Kanye West said, and then again, you got to understand that I don't know how much slavery was in. I don't know
because he said it's a choice, right?
Yeah, he said it's a choice.
Yes,
and I agree with that because if you look at Africa's history, we were one of the first people to actually have civilization. While in Europe, they were still in caves and they were doing cannibalism. We actually had a civilization, society, hygiene.
We were learned.
You understand what I'm trying to say? So I think what it was is Black people's compassion and generosity that caused, and then again...
We're suckers. We're dickheads,
it's not.
man.
No.
Let me tell you
No. We're not dickheads.
I'm going to cut you off. I'm going to cut you off because what I will say is, again, we agreed on the Kanye West statement.
Yeah, I agree on that. I agree on that 100%.
And why? Let me explain why I'm understanding his words. Why I believe, do you know what? To a degree, it was a choice. If someone slaps you every time you walk into the office, and you don't report it to HR, you don't go to the ombudsman or whatever, or the McCarthy friend or whatever they call it. Do you know what I mean? You don't report it. Every day you walk into the office, he slaps you.
You're starting to enjoy it then. Because...
She's going there. She's trying to take it there.
No, I'm not even taking it. I'm not saying enjoying. No, what I mean...
But yeah, guys like getting slapped by other guys.
It's a choice.
Secretly, guys like getting slapped.
I want to get slapped somewhere else.
But
yeah, so let me land.
But yeah, I agree with you, man.
Yeah, every day you get slapped. Cool. At what point, do you say, stop slapping me?
Where was he getting slapped though?
In the face. And you know what? I was careful. I was going to say in the cheek. I knew money was there waiting.
With the alley-oop.
I can't stand you guys. I can't stand you.
But what I'm saying is, every day you're getting... essentially, every day you're getting mistreated. Every day you're getting mistreated. There's meant to be a point where you say enough is enough.
And put your foot down.
Do you get what I'm saying? And I use the word mistreated because it's not how you're supposed to be treated. So you're being mistreated every day.
It's the playground bully scenario, isn't it?
Yeah, playground bully scenario. So cool. In regards to the slaves, so all these thousands of slaves, remember, you have to take into account the ones that died on their journeys. The ones that died just to prove a point to the rest of them. The ones that were used as scapegoats. The ones that died from disease, sickness. Do you understand? Remember, this is just opinion. All the vaccines and that for going back to Africa. Remember, the people in Africa, they're not dying from those things like that, you know? It's when foreigners come, their body can't take it and they're dead. You understand? So when they're taking all these Africans out of their natural habitat where the climate's accustomed to them, their skin can absorb the sun, they know how to eat bokoto, they know how to eat igbi. Like all them foods there is cool for their stomach.
Yeah.
Man are coming from off ends from Spain and France and Italy and shitting themselves, catching diarrhea because the water, the stomach can't handle it. Anyway, you get brought out of your natural habitat into someone else's world, and they're whipping you, they're raping you, they're killing your kids, they're killing your husbands, killing your wives, splitting up families, doing all these atrocities to people. Listen, correct me if I'm wrong, please, somebody, but if I'm correct in what I'm thinking, the number of slaves outnumbered their masters.
Yes. But their masters had guns.
Wait,
100%.
cool. This is my thinking, and this is why I am the revolution. Yeah? This is why I am the revolution, because I believe if 10 men charge at one man with a gun, yeah, remember them days? Them days, yeah? It's the ratchet. They got a
the bayonet on the end of everything there.
But wait, what?
You got to load up the musket.
Why I think that you
man's all pouring the gunpowder in the top of that.
You guys all shaking, pouring gunpowder on his shoes and that.
I think you lot are not putting into consideration was the whole brainwashing thing, which we are still. Wait. Let me land because Rap's about to eat me raw. What I think you lot are forgetting, I didn't mean it like that.
Said it last week as well, man. Stop this.
But wait, what you lot are forgetting is that, remember, they didn't allow black people to read and to be educated. You understand? I don't even understand how people were communicating back then, but yeah. Also,
listen, wait, stop all that.
Remember what they did? Do you remember what they did?
No, wait. Just because I can't read, don't mean I can't see that you're whipping me and treating me like shit, bro.
Understand?
I'm about to talk my shit. Huh?
Shit. I should accept sleeping with shit. I should accept sleeping in piss. I should accept picking cotton and burning up my fingers and getting calluses and seeing my kids get sent way off to other different ends of the country, and just because I can't read. What are you saying, man?
No. That's not what I'm saying either. I'm just saying that you got to put certain things into perspective. It wasn't that easy. It was easier said than done.
It's not.
You got to remember. No, you got to remember with the Haiti. No, can I say something? Wait, sorry. What, before you got to remember with the Haiti people. The reason they were allowed to was because they still had their culture. You understand? That's why they were able to do George. It was basically, if you read, they were doing George to try to get out of slavery and all of that.
You know, till now, Haitians are like that. You know, till now.
Because they still have their culture. They've
got their voodoo shops.
But listen, that because they still have their culture, the African culture, more than African Americans. African Americans, a lot of them don't even know where they're from in Africa. Their culture is gone. It's gone. They don't even have the African names again. 2 generations, they're Richardsons and Morrisons, and they're probably from Nigeria. Their names should be like Tumbuktu or something, but they don't. You get what I'm trying to say. So you got to remember that they didn't have African Americans didn't have that culture. They still didn't. They were still lost. They didn't know themselves. Yeah, it's harder
even now.
But Haiti, even now, but Haiti people were sure about themselves. They were like, no, you lot ain't doing this to us. You understand? African Americans, they had 400 years of it. 400 years is a long time. That's what people don't deep, you know. That is a fucking long time to be enslaved. That's why when certain white people want to come up and be like, oh, forget about it. Forget about what?
Yeah.
And it's not like you lot were just keeping us in fields and whipping us. You lot were doing madness, experiments. Like, it was a lot. Like, if we start going into details, it was a lot. It was unnecessary. Yeah. You're using black people's children as alligator bait. Yeah. Alligator bait. Babies as alligator bait.
Listen, I'm back.
You are raping women, right? Even in England, the Kenyan concentration camps that a lot of people don't know about. I learned about that this year. I've lived on this earth for 26 years. I did not know England had concentration camps. Where they had devices where they'll put on a guy's penis and break it in half. How? Why? They were raping women with guns. Like, they did a lot.
Okay, cool. This is what I'm saying.
It was unnecessary.
Wait, money. This is where I was going in regards to things like that. Is that okay? Cool.
Yeah. With or without education.
With or without education. Okay, my thing is basically as a people, as a culture, and I mean as a culture, as a people, not just keeping it blacks. We're saying anyone that's anti-racism, yeah? Because there were whites in America, up in the north, that were opening up their homes to black people, opening up their homes to runaway slaves, harboring them. Yeah. There were whites that were killed because of that.
Yeah.
Do you understand? My thing is cool. Collectively, we've got to step. But what we need to understand is someone's got to take the bullet.
Yeah.
There's got to be at least one man, two man,
that's
going to say, do you know what? Fuck it. We out here. And it's that fear, that suppresses a lot of us.
Yeah.
It is, and I'm not even going to say us because I'm not one of them. It's that fear that suppresses a lot of them.
I'm not one of them where
it's that fear. Do you get what I'm saying? See that fear of, do you know what? I don't want to be the one that gets in trouble. I don't want to be the one that goes against Massa.
Get in trouble.
Like, I don't want to be because, you see what Massa did to, Billy Bob. He done tore up his back. Do you get me? No one wants to be the one that takes that. You see man get their eyes gouged out. You see man get their willy cut off. You see women get their tits cut off. You see them get hung. My thing is, didn't that anger? Of course. Didn't that utter disgust, that utter that necessity for freedom.
But then you gotta remember,
didn't that push you?
The only thing that I could think was they were too scared to know what would happen after.
Yeah, it's the knowing of what's going to happen.
So we kill old Master Sir there, yeah?
Where are we going? What we do?
We stay here and we turn up in it. We no, not even on
you gotta remember, on top of the fear, you're broken. You gotta understand.
Listen,
you've been broken, you know.
I'll address it like that. Yeah, cool. You've been pulled out of your land. You've been stripped of your identity, stripped of your family. You've been broken. You've been whipped. You've been shackled. You've done cool. But you look to your left. There's man that's in pain. They're crying. You look to your right. There's man that's in pain. They're crying. You look in front of you. There's kids on their knees.
That'll psychologically fuck you up too, man.
No, for me, I'm saying, okay.
For you
personally,
you'll be pissed.
I'm like, you lot,
me
gotta
too.
get the fuck out of it.
Me too.
Do you understand?
But is that you talking, again, going back to Monty's point, is that you talking from a perspective of you being educated as into what you can do and what can be achieved.
Because
you're talking from you as your person. Like
as
you
me now.
You wouldn't be you.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm saying?
But
you wouldn't have.
Sorry, let me just make this point.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like. It's like, you see the Holocaust, right? How many people got killed in the Holocaust? You go back. Millions.
Yeah.
So are you saying...
But the world stepped to it.
The world stepped
The world jumped on that beef.
Yeah.
You understand? Black man died in that beef. Nigerian man died in that beef.
Yeah, that's true. Black
For the
people
Jewish-
actually back them.
For the Jewish, for all the Jewish, their thing was from what year? 16. What year was the war? The first World War I, World War II.
History's not my thing. Though.
You understand? World War I, World War II. The world stepped out, said, "No, this is wrong."
It's true. But when it was black people,
for all them 400 years, 300 years, coming up to 500 years now, it was, them boys, like, you understand? Like, it just,
but you can compare that. You can compare that to modern day riots of our day and age.
All right, but my thing is cool. There was a slave, just like the Harriet Tubmans, just like the Rosa Parks, just like the Malcolm X's, the Martin Luthers, the Marcus Garveys, all these people that have been revolutionaries, the Idi Amins, the Nelson Mandelas. You understand? Even as far down as Fidel Castro and Che Guevara, like all these people that want to step against injustice. And most of the time, remember, and this is what people need to remember about war. War, there's two ends of each war.
Yeah, it's true.
There's someone that on both ends, they both think they're right. Do you understand? So even when London's getting bombed, yes, sad and there, you have to understand, take into account that there is a war going on. There's people in Syria that's getting blitzed off daily. Okay, cool, my house got bombed yesterday. I found this shelter. The shelter got bombed this afternoon. I'm running through the streets, dodging bombs, dodging mines with my little sister. You understand? My mum is going to work for shillings, for coppers, and on her way to work, she's dodging getting raped and getting kidnapped by soldiers. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And these are people that, remember, because we're on this side of the world, there are people. They're meant to be representing us. When you look at America, when they're sending all the blacks to Vietnam and all that, in Vietnam they're saying, are you not mad? You're not over here warring us. And we ain't even done nothing wrong. Your country just wants to take us over. Your country wants what we got in our rice fields and our cocaine fields. Do you get what I'm saying? Our heroin fields, sorry. That's what your country wants. But then they've sent you lot out here as frontman, as soldiers, as foot soldiers, because you're expendable. Because you're not really worth nothing. Because there's enough of you that we can afford for you to die. You understand? And the ones that don't die will come back victorious. That's how they saw it.
And you get medals.
And you'll get a medal. Yeah, cheers, mate. But
a lot of it's collateral damage.
It's all collateral damage. Do you understand? They're saying to man, listen, Mr. Black man, you lot are coming over fighting us and we ain't done nothing, all because your country's trying to bully us. But then in your country, they're dealing with you lot in a way.
Yeah, it's true.
And you lot out here running us down with straps. How, like, you lot get your head right. And this is, again, bringing it back to my point is that, look, collectively, we need to know how to step. You understand? We need to know how to step, whether it's building our economy, building us our system financially, educating our younger brothers and sisters in not just on racism and educate them on economics, educate them on in science, educate them in technology. You understand? Because look, now who's the front runners? It's like Bill Gates, they want to push vaccines on us and
But
there's people in Africa that have found cures to certain things.
Yeah.
There's people in Africa that have found vaccines to certain things.
Most of the things we use now, even like alarm security and all that, it was a black person that invented it. It's just that because...
You got Dr. CB, yeah?
Yeah.
He's another one.
Yeah, you understand what I'm trying to say? And do you know what we need to also put into consideration is that we've only had so-called freedom for less than 100 years.
No,
wait, listen, let me land.
You
Let me be honest. I understand everything you're saying, yeah, but you need to put into consideration.
How you come to my country? How you come to my country and then tell me you're going to give me freedom? Am I dickhead, blood?
I know. They're mocked it, but you gotta remember, they've had over 400 years, yeah. Over for
you came to my country, killed people, bought out the top done, and then told me, do you know what? You belong to us, but one day we'll let you be free.
Yeah, but remember,
how
they've had long.
And I look at man.
They've had over 400.
I'm saying this because I'm so passionate.
I get you. I'm passionate too, and I love your passion.
Go on.
But you got to remember as well. I know it's not as they've had over 400 to create generational
400 fucking years.
Imagine black people. But wait. Remember, the richest black man till.
Do you know how long 10 years is?
The richest man till date was a black man. That's Mansa Musa. He was the richest man to date was a black man. That's Mansa Musa. We had kingdoms and empires. You understand? We black people did not start. Our history did not start from slavery. Slavery interrupted it. You understand what I'm trying to say? So we can.
But that's the history that's been indoctrinated in us. That we've come from.
Of slavery. Course, but now a lot of people are waking up, and you know, understand. And a lot of people are reading and researching, and we're gonna. I feel like, especially this 2020, it opened up a lot of people's eyes. Understand? When I used to preach about all of this on social media before, they used to laugh at me and say, "What you smoking crazy weed?" One, yeah. What weed you smoking today, man? You understand? But now everybody's jumping on the back. They're deep in it, and you got to remember because people have been asleep. You got to people are brainwashed.
It's funny you say that because people are like the George Floyd thing woke up the world.
When I spoke about Dr. Serbi 4 years ago, I still even got the Snapchat of it. When I said this man cures cancer, HIV, they said that I'm smoking some weed that's turning my head. That's what they said to me.
It's ignorance, isn't it?
Exactly. And you can't blame them as well. It's because of what we've learned.
No, man, you can blame them, man.
I feel like this year I've learned more than I've learned my whole life.
Why I will say you can blame them?
I think we've learned more lessons this year than anything else. Most definitely.
And history, because there's a lot of things I didn't know that I learned this year, and I was like, Black Wall Street, I'd never heard of that in my life. But you
see, these things that we're talking about is free knowledge. It's free knowledge. It's out there for open consumption.
But if you didn't know,
wait, what I'm saying is, cool. For all this knowledge that's out there, for all these things that, we are kind of like cocooned in this sort of bubble where you're taught that, cool. It's like, either be angry or be cool. There's no thought process in either. Yeah. You understand? There's no chain of thought. There's no, so how do I rectify this? When you're angry, you don't see sense. You don't do things logically. You're reacting on an emotion. When you're oppressed, when you're down, there's no fight in you. Yeah. There's no wanting to come out of that. Yeah, you want to come out of that situation. Yeah, you wish, you pray it would stop. But there's no energy to coming out of it. And this is what happened with the slavery. They were so oppressed. They were so dejected, so demoralized. Remember, you're millions of miles. You don't even know. You got on a boat. You don't know. You could have gone around the corner. You could have gone from fucking Africa to Europe, and you don't know. But as far as you're concerned, you was on the boat for 10 days, suffering, being beaten, being whipped, no food, like giving porridge, like you understand, people's throwing up on your back and shitting on you and pissing because you're planking, you're cool. But again, in regards to education, it's like cool. So what are we doing as a society, as a community, as a people that want to see better, as a people that are anti-racism, anti-establishment? Cool, you can be anti-establishment, but we need economics. We need economics. Yeah. Without economics,
I blame our leaders, I can't lie.
Without economics, we are not a people.
Yeah.
Without financial understanding, without financial understanding, we can never own.
That's why do you realize racism as well is not 100% like just black and white. Do you know why? Because before they were racist to Japanese, Vietnamese, Chinese people, but they self-organized themselves out of that. You understand? And I feel with black people, because we were oppressed for so long, we never really got to do that. We're not organized.
Fucking years.
Yeah, exactly. You understand? We've been oppressed longer than any other race. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Years, a long time.
And that's what. Yeah, and then it's not even about. I just want to say it's not even about. It's more about money. Because we have no political groups that's backing their their parties.
But this is what I'm saying.
We don't have no.
Where are we? Even if it's look. A white man can represent the black people if he's got our intentions in mind.
It's true.
Definitely. We can rally up. Listen, there's nothing stopping Free from getting a seat in Parliament and pushing the black agenda. There's nothing wrong with a black man opening a fucking an Italian restaurant. You understand? There's nothing wrong with a black man opening the Greek barbers. You know them gentlemen's grooming. There's nothing wrong with that. But we're so pigeonholed.
And do you know what's crazy? There's so much money to be made with the black culture.
We've got the money.
You know, it was just like 2 weeks ago, or was it last month, that I realised that half the products I use for my hair, they're not even owned by black people.
Oh yeah, I saw that list.
I was flabbergasted. I said, you are joking. These are not owned by black people. Like, a black man did not create this. Like,
yeah.
I was shocked.
I know.
And then it just made me realise, we have so much money. There's so much money in our culture.
Yeah, but we're idiots.
But
We will rather go packs.
Yeah.
We'll rather go and spend with Pretty Little Thing. We'll rather go and all these products.
That's why I said as well. You see, when I posted that post on my social media, when I was like, when they opened Harrods and Selfridges, that last week we were just talking about boycotting and you know, focusing on black businesses. And I'm seeing people on my Snap queuing up for hours to buy Dior. Are you flipping to impress who at this time and age in this economy?
But like we said, it is
nothing wrong with designer. Nothing wrong with designer. Nothing wrong with it. But it's like, I just feel like, are you not even embarrassed that you're even snapping it? Like, I just had to say, and a lot of people try to get on me. I was like, oh, suck your mum, don't tell me nothing, because honestly, don't tell me nothing.
Listen, guys, sponsor black businesses. Fidel London,
I do laundry, babies.
No.
I do. That's why I'm ironic, did it? Sorry.
But yeah, man. Just in a nutshell, just to kind of summarize what I'm saying is like, cool people. Let's, as a people, and it's not just obligatory to black people, and white people don't have. White people aren't stuck with the responsibility of understanding. We all need to understand. We all need to open our eyes, be aware, not be ignorant, and collectively be active as a community, and not just stand there and pull out your phone when something's happening. Actively get involved. Like,
do it.
I've been linked to situations like that where my boy is getting badded up and it's wrong, and I step in there because it's not like, why are we watching these things happen? Like, why are we watching for all the...
No, but wait. You got to remember, America's different to England, you know? America's different to England, you know? They'll see England here, they'll still chill, like, you can still... Did you see that video where they'll beat up that policeman?
They'll pepper spray.
Yeah, America, they'll business, you know? They'll give you 40 bullets. 40 bullets.
Fuck that. But yeah, man, just to bring it to a close, like, listen, as a people, let's read, let's actually research, let's get some education, let's educate the ones coming behind us. Like,
we have free resources to educate ourselves, you know.
100%.
No excuses.
Let's support our communities, not just black businesses. Let's support our communities, because again, outside of Black Lives Matter, there's also the class issue. And again, when you are put into a certain class, you look to your left, you look to your right. It's not just blacks, it's whites, it's Irish, it's Asians, it's Turkish, you know what I mean? But specifically to the black people, let's wake up, man. Let's get ours.
Before we round up here, can I just say one last thing as well? I believe that, look, you know, if you're the millionaires, the ones that actually have money now, I really think we need to remember England and America is not our country. I feel like we still need, just like how Akon's going back to Senegal to make his city, we need to try to do something
even back home. Even back home, we're owned by bloody Chinese people. That's owned by Lebanese people.
And because we allowed it. Can you go to China? This is what I'm saying. Can you go to China, and slap a Chinese man? They never born you well, and you're allowing Chinese people to not allow you to come into a restaurant in Nigeria. Came out in Nigeria, the Chinese people were locking them out of Nigeria, locking them out of the Chinese restaurant, saying black people can't come in Nigeria, and you lot allowing that. That's the shit we allow. Yeah. So we need to focus on Africa too, guys, and Jamaica, black dominated countries.
Let's be proactive as a community.
Let's do this. We're not just making money to now,
as a society,
make England.
Go to Dior.
Yeah.
Christian Dior.
Go and buy off Uncle Tayo. You know what I'm saying? And Auntie Monty. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. It's been great having you. Thank you guys for listening.
That was lit.
Let's Be Frank podcast. I'm your boy, Frankie Boy
I support
Jones.
gay people.
Myself, DJ. Yeah.
No, I'm going to do that again. Thank you guys for listening. This has been Let's Be Frank podcast. I'm your favourite Frankie Boy Jones.
It's Monty in the building.
And DJ.
Thank you for our guests, 3XT. Usuals. Come on, plug yourselves, man. Let's see.
Plug yourself.
Tell us what's up. Where can we find you?
I'll follow the socials, man. That visuals by 3X TV.
Come on.
Yeah.
Thoughts by 3X TV as well.
Oh, yeah.
Don't know, the 3X gang in the building. Thank you for joining us, lads, man. And people, lock in next week for our latest episode of Let's Be Frank podcast.
Let's be friends. Don't be gay.
Follow us on Instagram at Let's Be Frank podcast.
I'm about to talk my shit. Huh?